with the 5 watts for around town, and then you get all access to HF as well. Now what you're saying with the battery, it's can put a different perspective on it. Yeah. All right, mate. 73. All the best. VK6NJW. I'll be listening for a while.
James. Afternoon, James. VK6NJW, VK6KIF mobile, and good afternoon to the rest of the guys. Have a good weekend.
Afternoon, chaps. VK6CS mobile.
VK6KIF, VK6NJW, and VK6CS. Good afternoon, Steve. Yes. So, I don't know how long you've been listening, Alistair, but I just got back from from Busselton not long ago, and I was just relaying to Mark. I just took the handheld down there. Didn't have a great deal of joy, but on the end of the pier, a mile out, the UHF-CB really crashes through, but yeah, not the VHF. But like I said, the one UHF repeat, 77 repeater that works, I was opening that up well, but there was no one there. And Mount Williams, I was getting through to that. Busselton, no problems, obviously, but no one there at all. So yeah, that was the radio side of things on the trip. I toyed with the idea of taking the HF stuff, but it's not really worth it for a couple of days. So there you go. Hope you've had a good day. VK6KIF, VK6NJW in the group.
Yeah, fine, James, and good afternoon there, Steve. Yeah, Kevin commented that he thought you might have been away. He sort of drove past your QTH there a couple of days ago and indicated the door was down. So he thought you might have skipped off with the family for a couple of days. Yeah, good. Been lucky with the weather. It's been pretty good up here. Might have been a little bit windy down there, but what's this sort of radio on the bedside table? It's the truth. Oh, I don't even entertain a TV in the bedroom. Bedroom is for sleeping. Oh dear. But whatever floats your boat, as they say. Yeah, I've been listening for a while actually. I heard Mark and the other station there. Conditions are pretty good this afternoon. I turned the rig on as soon as I got into the car, and you guys were sort of booming through. Anyway, around here there, Steve. I heard Mark on there, so he must have had an RDO or he skived off early. VK6CS and the group, VK6KIF mobile.
VK6KIF, VK6CS mobile with the group. Yeah, Mark's on RDO today. RDO. Mine's next week, next Friday. So I've got a short week next week. I haven't actually looked on the chart to see what I'm doing next week. But yeah, that setup that Mark's got, James, for taking away is very modest setup. That loop is made with a bit of RG58 coax and a bit of dowel and a couple of little joiners from I think it's retic joiners that hold the dowel together. So when the thing's hung up, it actually looks like a diamond shape, you know, with a little capacitor at the top. So you just got the coax with the BNC on each end, and a little ABS box with a variable capacitor in it. Just hang it up, connect the BNCs to the BNC sockets on either side of the ABS box, which are connected to the capacitor, and just adjust the capacitor to tune the loop. And I've been out with Mark, and we've had quite a lot of fun with that. So very, very modest, and the thing scrunch the antenna up and shove it in your bag. It's no problem at all. Yeah, it's funny, the radio on the bedside table, I tell you what, years and years ago, when I used to, in the UK, when I used to muck around on medium wave, and there was most of the land-based pirate radio stations, the ones that did the sort of QSOing on medium wave, with fairly low power transmitters, you know, sort of 10 watts to 50 watts or 100 watts maybe. most of us were anoraks, you know. We liked all this. We liked all the offshore pirate radio station jingles and all that sort of stuff. And one of the guys, he had a cassette, and he had all these Radio Caroline and Radio Mi Amigo jingles on it, you know. And he said he used to wake up in the night and he used to play the jingles. And now this guy, they weren't married, but he had a girlfriend, you know, for a long time that lived with him, and I think she was getting a little bit upset about it. But as far as I know, he didn't get the ultimatum. And if he did, I think he would have said, "Okay, I'm sorry, dear, I'll miss you," and then kept listening to the jingles. VK6NJW with the group, VK6CS Mobile.
VK6CS Mobile, VK6NJW in the group. No, I was more thinking of listening to the shortwave bands, Alistair, and listening to you blokes, or ham radio operators. I've always been a very keen shortwave listener. I used to love listening to Walter Cronkite on Voice of America, All Things Considered, and the BBC, etc. Then
he's not on shortwave.
I just like listening to the ABC and 6PR or whatever. So it's just what I'm saying. I'm trying to talk myself into one of these 817s. I thought it would be a good reason to actually get one to have a radio beside my bed. Yeah, in addition to the clock radio, of course. And like Mark says, the aircraft band, if you want a bit of that sort of action. But no, I'm not that enthusiastic about amateur radio that I want to listen to people calling CQ contest whilst I'm laying in bed. But I get up, you know, if I can't sleep, at 3:30 in the morning, often I'll come out here and listen to a bit of HF, and if there's no one around, believe it or not, I've had a cup of tea and listened to the buzzer. I find that certainly sends me to sleep.
Certainly listen to the buzzer than listen to us. Thanks, James.
Yeah, it feels a bit reassuring knowing the buzzer's there. So, yeah, whose turn was it? Yeah, so that's it, Alistair. Just think about the 817. Nice compact little radio, and yeah, I did that last night, Steve. Actually, I need a bit of an HF fix, so I looked up your channel, and you did the comparison between the 857 and the 817. Very informative, actually, because you think about the 857, people buy it and they think, oh, all this extra power, but you did the analysis with the current draw, and this 857 here is very demanding with the current compared to the 817.
It's a problem if you go.
So that's another reason to buy it. Yeah, okay, VK6KIF, portable VK6NJW in the group.
Yeah, fine, James. VK6NJW in the group, VK6KIF. Yeah, look, I've got a fix for insomnia. It's called the 6CS YouTube channel. Works for me. And yeah, I was quite surprised when Steve did that, the comparison with Mark's transceiver. The standby current on the 857 is pretty horrific, actually. It's, yeah, you sort of, if you have a small battery pack, just sitting there with it on standby, not actually doing too much, there's that fairly constant draw. So that was an interesting comparison. Yeah, very good indeed. Yeah, I've had a good run down the freeway, not too far from home. So I'll be diving inside shortly. And well, I was going to comment on something this morning, Steve, but time ran out. But I'll probably think about it and catch up with you tomorrow.
Oh
yeah. What was it? No, can't get the grey matter going. A VK6CS and the group VK6KIF mobile. Go ahead.
Where you go, Al? VK6ZMS mobile.
Go ahead, Martin.
from VK6RAP Mobile. Morning all on afternoon all on frequency. Morning UTC time. Wonder if you've got the Haag antenna analyzer. Wouldn't mind playing around with it tomorrow. Just stuck a
like that, modified
on the back of the car.
Very nice.
VK6KOF, VK6RAP Mobile.
Nice car too.
Yeah, the meeting before last, PWD grabbed it off me, and I updated the loan register on the website. So it was left in his capable hands because he was doing a test on another guy's vehicle there. So it's either in his hands or it's otherwise located. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. I'll put out a general email so I can use it there. So I've got the 857 installed in the car there. Just went down to Fremantle to have a bit of listen on the bands, but solar conditions are a bit disturbed. In fact, I think the northern lights were quite active last night. So DA7BA in Rockets.
My HF antenna back.
From Spain there. It's still the usual listening class, so I should go for that. Listened for 40 minutes and I gave it up. Had a bit of like last weekend though. Quite enjoying the mobile DX again for VKCS 670.
I'll just put the UKIDS, my UKIDS analyzer in just in case you can't get your hand on that one tomorrow, so at least there'll be an analyzer up there. Go ahead.
Cheers, Al. Have a use that.
VK6S Mobile with the group, afternoon Martin, or morning UTC. What mobile HF antenna you got there, mate?
JTL and Outback OD88. The OBF splits in half with the screws in the middle. 6-foot tail in there, Steve.
VK6S Mobile, yeah, Roger, mate. I remember you mentioning it now. You got a couple of them for bargain price, didn't you? Yeah, that should be good fun. I'll be up there tomorrow. So that should be good fun. I'm going to play around with that. I might even get my HF antenna back up over the weekend. Yes, thank you for those kind words, gentlemen, with regard to videos. Mostly, anyway. I don't think the YouTube channel is quite as good an insomnia cure as the novel, Al. But thank you for that. And you know, listening, you prefer listening to us. Sorry, you prefer listening to the buzzer than listening to us, James. Yeah, okay. Well, I suppose it is reassuring to know that it's still there, but I don't know how long that's going to be true. I mean, it's sort of heating up a bit, isn't it, over in the Middle East. And I saw today on news.com that now the Americans aren't going to be content just with fighting the Russians. They want to take the Chinese on as well. They're going to show the Chinese who's boss in the South China Sea, I read today. They're fed up with China staking claims to these islands in the South China Sea or something like that. So it's the Cold War's heating up again. VK6NJW with the group. VK6CS Mobile.
VK6CS Mobile. VK6NJW in the group. Yeah, good afternoon, Martin.
I'll have to have a listen to that buzzer.
Good to hear you there, mate. When I said yeah, guys, what I meant is at 3 o'clock in the morning, rather than listening to to nobody on VHF, UHF, HF bands. So no, if I was laying in bed and you were there at 3:30 a.m, Steve, I would listen to you. And as I said, mate, I did need a fix last night. I couldn't get any AR stuff, and I looked up your YouTube, so rest assured I'll be listening to you rather than the buzzer.
Good save, James,
but,
thank you.
No, I do find the buzzer quite right. Well, it's better than listening to Hash anyway. But I'll keep it brief, because I think Alistair's, he might just about be home. But, yeah, it's interesting with the, if you've got a bit of time with the Russian scenario, they're certainly coming back on the scene. You know, with what's going on in Syria, that's for sure, flexing their muscles. But it's really given Putin a way to show the US that, you know, here's something we can do.
Yeah.
yeah, on the back of that business in the Ukraine last year. So yeah, anyway, I'll hand it over to Alistair. He's just about VK6KIF mobile, VK6NJW in the group.
Yeah, VK6NJW in the group, VK6KIF for the QDH. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that's interesting, Steve. Yeah, I think that's just a case of watch this space.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's very interesting indeed. I'd sort of heard a few snippets of bits and pieces of what's starting to occur over there. Yeah, I'm glad I got my sort of European trip out done and dusted. Although we were originally going to go to Russia, but the missus bailed out of that and we decided to go to Europe instead. Anyway, I'm going to flee inside. It's pretty hot in the car this afternoon. The western sun's sort of beating in, so I'll flee the scene. Catch up with you guys later, and probably catch up with you tomorrow there, Steve. I'll check the pool and check the air conditioning. Make sure everything's going to be ready for the weekend. VK6CS and the group, VK6KIF, clear and closing. Catch you later, guys.
Yeah, cheers, huh? And yes, I'll catch you tomorrow. Yeah, scary stuff, isn't it? I don't think I'd like to be travelling around in the Northern Hemisphere. Certainly not in Russia, not at the moment, anyway. Could be, could wake up and find myself in a very dingy place, being beaten with a rubber hose by someone wearing a sable hat. Actually, Martin, are you still there? Did you want to go, or was that just a quick question you pitched in there?
Oh yeah, no, I'm still meandering to where I want to be afternoon congestion. If you're still listening, Alan, it'll be great. I wouldn't mind if you played around with the UKIS one, because then I can see what type of bandwidth I'm getting out the antenna. As Steve would know, the 857's got this SWR meter, but there's no actual indication of what the ratio is. It's just this little bar graph goes up and down. So it'll be interesting to get some correlation between the bar graph and the antenna analyzer and see what type of bandwidth we've got. So that would be quite good. And yeah, China, not too sure if you've seen those islands they're reclaiming there. Is the Ascension Islands? So some islands there that actually started landfilling them, turning atolls into airstrips. So yeah, they are getting quite aggressive there. Yeah, South China Sea. Tom Clancy on the field day. VK6CS, VK6NMS mobile.
VK6NMS, VK6CS mobile with a group. Yeah, no, Ascension Island. That's in the middle of that's in the middle of the Atlantic. That's a sort of stop-off point between the UK and the Falklands. You know, they're probably giving that a lick of paint. I think the Argentinians have started jumping up and down again, so they'll be giving that a lick of paint, filling up the fuel bowsers, getting ready to shift a few planes down there, no doubt. And yeah, with those Turlian antennas, from what I can recall, you know, it's sort of reasonably flat over a reasonable part of the band. So I think you'd be very happy with the response you get out of it. Certainly you can peak it up on one frequency, and it gives you sort of, I can't remember what it is now, but it's sort of plus or minus a usable amount of bandwidth that you know, before you start getting beyond sort of 1.5 and up into the areas that it's not a good idea to operate in. But yeah, that's as you were saying that, I was just thinking, I probably thought out loud that it might be a good idea to actually do a video on that one, just so you can get a correlation of what SWR corresponds to what on the bar graph on the 857. And yes, that was a good save. Thanks for that, James. I'm never around that time of the morning to see what's around or not. I don't think. I think I'd have to be in pretty serious trouble to reach for the CB. See what's on that. 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll just do that. I've just pulled up in the caravan. Must have forgot my medication. There we go. That's better. Okay, well, I'll put it over to you, James, and not too far from home, so I might get another one in, but I probably won't. I'll say cheers to you, have fun, enjoy your weekends, chaps. And yeah, just bear in mind, James, that if you did want to do that away operating with the 817, it's very, very easy to do with that crushable loop, and yeah, very, very easy to make. You have to worry about tuners or anything. VK6NJW, VK6CS mobile signed, and listening for a bit.
VK6CS mobile, VK6NJW in the group. Now I watched that one with the, I think we're up at Kalgoorlie. The comparison between that crushed up loop and the large commercial antenna. So no, it was performing very well. Yeah, I don't have the Turlin. I've got the one of those Teddy Ted ones. I think Mark was talking about the Turlin, but anyway, Steve, I've got one of those the Teddy Ted ones. But that seems to get about 90, 100, maybe 100 kc is the bandwidth. It's not too bad actually. Once it's tuned in, you can nip it up with it if you've got an internal tuner. All right, mate. Yeah, I'll let you go. You're almost home, and I'll put it over to Martin. You probably want to say goodbye. VK6 ZMS, VK6NJW.
VK6 ZMS mobile. I made this my last trip. Almost off where I need to be. Congestion from that leadable quite well. The antenna I'm after is, I would like to get, is the Outbacker Outreach. It's really
yeah, 3.6 metres long, yeah.
And I've checked with somebody in the know, and you can have up to 4.3 metres from the ground to the tip of the antenna before you start breaking up the roadworks. So
Yeah.
pretty sure I'll just squeeze in.
I'm not too far from home, so I might put this on the YouTube channel, so I'm going to stop recording. If it ends up on the YouTube channel, you've just watched it, so thanks for watching. So.